Welcome everybody, we have another game here. This time, Don Artie playing as the Holy Roman Empire in the color pink. I was about to say Don Artie playing as pink in the Holy Roman Empire. And top 64 player playing as the English in the color green. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, otherwise it will be the last video we will meet. I always remember this quote from, I think it's a very old book, but also very famous. It was Think and Grow Rich. It was written by Napoleon Hill. I think I read it in my most entrepreneurial stage of my life when I was way younger. And at the end of the book said, if we were meant to meet, then we have so through these pages of this book. At the same time, if we were meant to meet, we are doing so through this Age of Empires 4 match. Exactly. So, I haven't seen top 64 player. I can just tell you that he's not really top 64. He plays more like a top 10, top 20. So, most likely we have very few people there. You can guess who he is. Let me know in the comments if you think like you got the right answer. For me, I have no clue. And I don't watch Twitch very often. It's not because I don't like it. Because I live in China and streamers usually, if they're from Europe, they're fine. But if they stream a little bit later, then like it's like 1 or 2 a.m. here and they just start streaming. So sometimes it's crazy. Like I go to sleep, I wake up and the stream continues. Like, wow, what happened here? But yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't. I think it's really fun. I think Twitch is really fun. In fact, Age of Empires was the first reason I started using Twitch, because before I didn't. It's like, who's gonna watch people play? Like I was one of those guys. Like I don't understand why will someone watch someone else play where I can play, until I saw this game. Now I don't watch every game. I only watch this one, but I understand the competitive aspect of games and how fun they are. Don Artie doing a little bit of inspiration to the villagers here. The food, the wood. Another scholar actually. 2 prelates. Get that. Everyone's inspired here. Now this is a matchup that the opponents are really close to each other. It's also very tricky to wall. It's very tricky. Like these mountains are like really a pain. You can technically wall this very cheaply, but at the same time it's like you need to wall a lot and you need to scout the map. So for example, here you have some information. You can just wall here, and you just wall here. It's kind of like wall in L, right? Like here and then here, and you wall pretty much the whole area for yourself for the same price as walling here in this area. So it's a very interesting map, but you can only do that if you scout the map completely. Bot players will age up, pretty much mirroring each other. 2 villagers here. Looks like the English player will play very defensively for the moment. You already see a lot of villagers on stone, not in a hurry to get, you know, those lombos there to harass your opponent. And Don Artie, let's take a look at his vision. He knows. I don't know if he's already aware of it, but now he's aware of what he's doing. He's going for a castle. He's going for a tower himself. Just because you play against the English, it's just really annoying that if you don't have a tower, then eventually you will get punished. Like, I don't need to wait for my second TC to finish. I can just grab a couple of lombos, go there to annoy you, and if you don't have a tower and you don't have military, then you're just gonna have a tough time. But anyway, the English age up and gather all the resources pretty much at the same time. So he's gonna put it here next to the deer, has the gold, has semi-protect the wood line. Look, that we gotta be careful with the scout here. Gotta push those deers before Donati pushes them. Just try to leave them as close to the base as possible. Donati just try to be annoying, just pushing the deer as much as he can. By the way, if you haven't seen Don Artie, I put a link in the description where you can just follow him. He has a YouTube channel. He's not very active, but for the content he has, it's really amazing to watch. He's a really good player. And he shares a lot his thought process, so I like that a lot. Most people cannot really talk and do at the same time. It's really hard, especially in this kind of game where it's like, man, you need to use 100% of your brain. Don Artie is going to get the deer in the back. It's gonna be pretty safe here. So now his plan probably is still going castle, you know, as the Holy Roman Empire. Usually that's the case, but this is a landmark we don't see very often for the Holy Roman Empire players. It's because, I mean, usually you see the Icon Chapel, right? To get all the bonuses, and the Order of the Dragon is usually the one who goes to the main world palace because their Icon Chapel is not really good, but we actually see this landmark here. I'm thinking about, what's his plan? Let's take a look at those unique upgrades. First, increase melee armor of a spearman and horseman +2. That's a huge one. And steel boarding, Grand Knight +2 melee +2 range armor. And of course, marching drills. This one you already have, even if you don't go to this landmark. But it's gonna be the Rectis Cathedral. Gonna move those scholars into position and still finds a Lombo here. Are they gonna say hi? Say hi? Yeah, it's just a hi. High five. High five, man. That one Lombo already here. That looks like he noticed. It's like, why are you being high five? And come here. Looks like Donati got pushed off the deer. And now the Lombo will just chase the scholar for the prelate. Oh, it's confused the names. For his whole life. Come on, Bololo, Bololo, Bololo. Actually, the Lombos are so slow. If you actually try to Bololo when he's close, I think you can get him. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Even the Lombo, one of the lowest units, can get out of the range. Means that if you react on time, technically you always have a chance to go out. Which means the game, it's balanced, right, guys? It's not like a feature where it's gonna be a double attack here. The relic is gonna drop 2 already on Don Artie's base, so he's should be very happy at this stage of the game with no military units already securing 2 relics, 1 very close to home, but he doesn't have any infantry yet to prevent his opponent from actually defending that relic. We have 1 here, another one coming home. So most likely, I will think Donati will only have 3 relics. Let's see if he managed to get that knight. Is it a knight? Yes, it is. And the knight should be enough. Except for this wall. This wall is just gonna make things harder for him. Let's take a look at the English base. Already starting the nice farm transition. No, classic stuff coming from the English. They don't really need to go out for food if they don't want. I know the knight will come at any point. That's the problem. Like if you play the Japanese, you have the Yoroshido. Your knights come faster. Pray to win strategy here. Gotta be careful not to lose the prelate. That hurts. Now the Nari will block that villager from finishing it. Scout, please don't die. Spearman gonna join soon. He should be able to deal with the Spearman. I mean, technically it counters it, but with a 1v1 situation, it's just not gonna happen. Donati looks like he's gonna go back with his relic. nice and safe. Oh my god, what's this? This is one of these hangover situations, like you say, it's like, what happened here, guys? Walls and finish, couple of guys in the ground, a prelate with a relic, and we see the first barrack of Don Ardy already there. No unique upgrades yet, not getting that benefit of the main Warrior Palace, but he's been upgrading. He already have +1 range armor, so gonna be in a good place. Now, top 64 player, aging up with the King's Palace. A little bit of a greedy move, going for a third town center instead of the White Tower. Especially when your opponent, it's already have 4 relics. He's gotta be careful with this. But luckily for him, his opponent is just not really interested in attacking yet. He's just, let me collect the relics. After that, we can talk. And I think this knight is gonna go down. If it's not today, it's later, my friends. It's gonna be your time soon. And top 64 reaches the Castle Age. He has enough gold to get some upgrades. Let's see which upgrades he gets first. +2 range armor already there for Don Ardy. He's gonna get some crossbows in the field first. He's not gonna get any upgrade. While Don Ardy is sitting with 2 barracks. Third one coming soon. Gonna be researching marching drills. Having all those upgrades cheaper than what it should be is always very nice to have. Wall coming here. Very defensive English style. And usually you don't see the English playing very defensively, but this is one of those weird days where you do. Veteran C4, the man-at-arms is coming soon. You don't want to fight yet. Especially you don't want to fight against this army. You have so many knights. Just move the knight to, kill some villagers or something, because they're gonna get melted here. You're gonna be careful not to lose it. Another barracks. Tries to cancel, actually. And he goes for a siege workshop. While wheelbarrow coming soon for the English. All this time he wasn't playing with wheelbarrow. And also tier 2 food upgrade for Don Ardy. Fertilization. Always nice when you have those upgrades. I feel like I'm now in the Castle Age, right? I really feel like I'm different. Like, those upgrades make a huge difference, actually. Like, when you have them, the game feels like easier. Like, oh, finally I have the resources that I needed. Knight's gonna go down for sure. Die for nothing situation here. Scholars, are they trying to sneak in? No, it's just gonna be the knights trying to go for a raid. Now his opponent, it's almost 30 villagers ahead. But Don Ardy don't fall behind. He has 4 relics in the bank, which equals pretty much to 16 villagers, maybe? Maybe that's if my math doesn't fail me. I think it's 16 villagers that won't die unless they take out your relic, and the knights will just like never mind, we're just going out. Wrong address. Meanwhile, acid distillation coming soon for the English. Gonna get all those 3 eco upgrades soon. Gonna wall the last part of this map so he can be safe. He can just boom in peace. The knight's just gonna run, that wasn't a very good trade for Don Ardy. But now comes the real deal here. No heavy maces yet. No heavy maces yet for the man-at-arms. I mean, technically he doesn't need it yet. He doesn't need that upgrade because his opponent doesn't have any heavy armor unit, not that he knows about. And he's just going directly into the English base with some scholars. Be careful not to put the scholars in the front line. Knight going to harass his opponent. But income per minute. Already 15 minutes in the game. That should have changed a long time ago. And now we're just gonna burn the consing hall, you know. Magonel is just gonna make all these units, you know, stay alive longer. And more man-at-arms. Actually, 3 Magonels. This is a really deadly push. At this point, you can, if you don't find anyone with your Magonel, you can decide, you know what, I'm just gonna burn farms. You can always do that. It always feels good to burn the English farms. It's like, you don't value what is easy for you. And the consing hall went down. Now those knights are gonna be dead. The front line. Magonel is attacking Anna. Keep in the front. Gonna be, instead of repairing that Magonel. Magonel shot that gets a decent shot to all those spearmen, but you want to target those crossbows because those crossbows are what are killing your main army here. Magonel goes down. Only one left. A couple of rams coming. Don Artie is just going for it. Now the Springle's also here for the English. Also a trap. It's like, you know, I'm gonna need a trap. I have it now. Okay, that's a cool thing about these players. Is like they already know what they need and they have the resources for it, or somehow they manage to get them, and they get it like faster than AliExpress or something like that. And now the keep gets strong, denying the villagers that get out of this town center. Now doesn't deny any important resource already, that the gold and the stone in the sites. Don Artie, it's pulling everyone here. What is this? Don Artie, you only have 33 villagers. Are you really doing this? Just if Don Artie's like, if I kill the Springle, there's no way you can kill me. Magonel, I'm also gonna take down the Magonel. But Don Artie is down to 15 villagers. Well, more man-at-arms here, but the problem is he's out of food. And his opponents still have 12 crossbows. Lucky for him, the Magonel is still alive. Town center gonna go down. And now, the King's Palace is next. Now, Don Artie will be able to push. This is a tough situation for the English. Have one trap here. Not exactly what you want, but you know, at least he's taking care of this castle. Now the man-at-arms are already here. They don't have heavy maces, but it doesn't matter because they're not heavy units here. I'm gonna take down Springle, Don Artie, the Springle. Villager said, don't worry, I got you. Magonel being repaired. Villagers get called. Attack the Magonel. And just like that, I think Don Artie will be able to kill the last landmark. Down to only 10 man-at-arms. 2 villagers. 0 villagers. And he taps out. The game is over. Well played by these 2 players. If you want to follow Don Artie, let me take a look at the description. If you know who's the green player, also let me know. I'll see you in the next one.